Hello friends, and welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. Today we have a good video, okay? If you'll notice, elephant in the room. Beard's gone. But you know what's not gone? The hair. The hair is not gone. My stylist, as weird as it says to say that, the person that cuts my hair is a friend of mine, and she has yet to go back to work. This is not okay. This is bad. I feel like a 1990s Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, when he's like on the Titanic, he's got the cool hair that comes out. Problem is, I'm not as cool as Leonardo DiCaprio. Just Aaron. But I can keep slicking it back. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if she doesn't go back to work, who knows what happens? I could have the whole, long-haired hippie freak kind of thing going, which I would rock. So, today's video is a very important video, and I've covered this subject before, but I'm going to cover it again because there's new ideas, new thought processes. I look at things a different way as time goes on, and they did a study, and when I say they, it's they did a study. It was some college did a study, and they figured out that you can listen to something or read something or ingest something somehow several times and find new things about it. You ever watch a movie or read a book or listen to a song, and it's a book, movie, song that you've already ingested this several times. Oh, I've seen this movie a bajillion times, and all of a sudden you see one new thing, and you're like, how have I never seen that? How have I never put that together? Well, they figured that out. They figured out that you have to watch, listen, look, whatever, ingest something up to 16 times before you're done, before you're saying, okay, I got it, I've got everything. So, that being said, I'm going to recover some subjects, okay? But just to make it, less fun, I listen to a lot of things, I read a lot of things, and I try to stay up to date as far as things that are going on when it comes to anxiety and how to deal with it and things like that, and new perspectives. And I think perspective is one of the most important things that I can give you on this channel. Perspective, okay? And it reframes things to make them not as bad, and that's important because a lot of things look hard, okay? And trust me when I say I was there too, okay? I have had so many of the things that everybody tells me they had. I've had from I'm literally in bed and I can't move and I'm terrified to go outside. I was spending all day in my room, big blinds shut, scared because I didn't know what was happening to me and I didn't know if I was going to make it or what was going on, thinking, well, this is my life. What kind of life is this going to be? To now, where I am now, where I'm healthy mentally. I could probably stand to lose a few pounds. I mean, we're gonna be honest here, right? But mentally, I'm on par, and life is good, okay? And it's unabashedly good. It's great, okay? Life is easy sailing across the board. I know people that have had it worse than me that have gotten better, and I know people that have gotten a lot lighter than me that have gotten better. So what I'm saying is you're never too far gone, okay? You're never too far gone. Think this, okay? This is important. There's like 7.4 always rising billion with a B, billion people in this world. What are the sheer odds that somebody isn't going through the same thing or something worse than you and has gotten better, okay? Now, I will attest that my situation was bad, okay? My situation sucked, and I got through it, okay? Are there people that are worse than me? Absolutely. And I know these people, and they too have gotten through it as well. Here's the most important thing, though. I get questioned all the time. Aaron, okay, I got multiple platforms that we're running Aaron's Anxiety, trying to help people out, trying to get people to a safe place, and I get the same questions on both sides, okay? And I've gotten it a bajillion times, okay? And it's I don't mind. I'm trying to help as much as I can. That's why I put these in these videos, because it's very helpful. Should I start taking Lexapro? Should I start taking Celexa, Wellbutrin? Should I start taking Zoloft? Should I start taking Ativan? Should I start doing these things? I'm scared to start. I don't know what's going to happen to me if I start, and that's scary because what we don't fully understand is what scares us, okay? You remember the first day of school? I do. I remember going thinking, I have no idea what's going to go on here. I know my sister says it's cool, my older sister. But I remember being scared, and that's why my parents, and a lot of times your parents will go with you and they'll walk you up to school the very first day because you're a little kid and it's scary, okay? But they show you, hey, it's not scary. Check this out. That's me with you starting these things. Now, I'm not a proponent. It's not has to be medication, but it is a really nice route to go. It worked for me. It can absolutely work for you. Here's what I will say to that, though. It is not without difficulty that this is going to happen, that you're going to get into my shoes where I'm at a safe place and I can help people, okay? That's the goal. The goal is that you're in a bad place, you want to not be in that place, so get out and help people get out of that bad place too. That's the greatest goal you can do, okay? But here's the thing. Just like when you ride in an airplane, what do they say? Put on your seatbelt. Number one thing, okay? Put the seatbelt on. Why? Why are we putting the seatbelt on? Because there's going to be some turbulence, okay? Anytime you go on a great adventure, such as the gift of flight, there's going to be some turbulence, okay? You need to kind of ride the air until you get to a cruising speed. That's why they tell you to do that. Same exact thing is going to happen when you start taking an SSRI, when you start taking your anxiety journey seriously, and when you're going to have setbacks. It happens. There is going to be side effects to this medication at first that you're probably not going to be okay with mentally, but you know what? It's the turbulence. You have to get through that turbulence to experience that flight. So keep that in mind. It's very important, and it is absolutely true. Here's the other side of the coin. People ask me, should I start taking it? Should I start doing this? Should I do that? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Before we start anything, okay, before you try CBD oil, before you try to take shrooms, which some people say works for depression and things, before you try anything, you have to have your, what I call it's a 4-letter word with starting with an F moment, okay? You have to have that F it moment, okay? That is when you hit your I can't do this anymore. I hit that moment. That moment was a turning point where I said, I can't live this way. If this is my life, I don't want any part of it. I know for a fact that with this many people in the world, there's a way around this. There's a way to get through this. And let me tell you something. It wasn't exactly medication, because keep in mind, when I was in bed and I was freaking out, it was a year and a half before I even started taking medication. I wanted to run through all my options without medication first. And now let me tell you something. After that year and a half, you can go back in these videos, scroll down. There's quite a few of them. If you get to my early stages, I talk about what I'm doing at the time, how I got X point, and it works. You don't have to have the medication, but let me tell you something. I got to about 90% recovery in my anxiety. But when I had my son on the way, I thought, you know what? It'd be better for me if I nip that last 10% in the bud and just beat this thing. And let me tell you something. When I started taking the medication, I thought I went backwards. I really thought I went backwards, but I wasn't. It was the turbulence getting to the flight. But here's the thing. You have to have that moment that I can't take this anymore, and I refuse to live this way. I was not going to take no for an answer, okay? I wasn't going to do it. So I heard the story by one of my favorite speakers ever. His guy's name's Les Brown. Check this dude out. Very great motivational speaker. And I like to listen to stuff from time. But he had a story, and I was like, that is it in a nutshell. So it's a story. Guy's walking down the road. He walks past a family on a porch. And then there's the dog sitting at the porch, and the dog is moaning and whining and moaning and whining. And the guy stops and he says, "Excuse me, sir, what's wrong with your dog?" And the guy says, "Well, the dog's laying on a nail." The dog's moaning and whining. He says, "Well, why doesn't he move?" And the guy looks at him and says, "Well, apparently it doesn't hurt bad enough yet." That's where everybody is at right now. Okay? You don't have that moment that I can't take this anymore. The nail doesn't hurt bad enough for me to get up and actually do something about it. For me, my anxiety was crippling me. I was in emergency rooms consistently with panic attacks and thinking that I'm having a heart attack or that I have cancer or if something's wrong. I had health anxiety. It was bad. I'm not there no more, okay? And I'm so appreciative. And all I want is for everybody else to get on that side, okay? So you have to... Adversity introduces you to who you really are. Keep that in mind. That's important, okay? It is, character is how you act when you don't have to act that way. When nobody's looking. That's character. What's that gumption in you that gets you up and gets you going, okay? So, yes, start taking the medication. Start working out. Start changing your diet. Start CBD oil. Start whatever it is that you're afraid to start doing, okay? But let me tell you something. I can tell you this over and over and over and over and over. And yeah, you may get online and order a thing of CBD oil, but until you have that moment, that dog on the nail moment where you say, you know what, this enough is enough. I can't do it anymore. You're not going to be ready, okay? I always say no matter what, try it. Try everything and let me know how it goes. I want to know if you know something that could make anxiety better for me or anybody else, okay? Because I'm not saying I'm out of the woods completely, okay? Anxiety is part of our lives, and let me tell you something, it ain't going anywhere, okay? You need anxiety. I tell that to people all the time. How do I get rid of anxiety, Aaron? How do I get rid of it? Don't. You want to get rid of your irrational anxiety. You want your anxiety, because let me tell you something, when you're walking down the road and a rabid Rottweiler comes running around the corner, you need your anxiety to kick you into fight or flight to get the heck out of there. Or fight him. I mean, I wouldn't fight him. You're going to lose. I mean, you're not going to win. But, you know, to each their own. You don't have control over this. That's why it's fight or flight. So, I hope this video is helpful. I hope that if you are on that edge and you're wondering, should I do it? I know it's scary. It's worth it. It's hard. Let me not sugarcoat this. It is hard. But let me tell you something. It's worth it. It's very much so worth it. And if it's hard, do it hard until it's easy. All right? Best advice I can give you. All right, friends? So, until next time, I'm going to leave the video here. But until next time, you've got this. You have got this. You can do a lot more than you think you can, and you can handle a lot more than you think you can. All right, friends, until next time,